4x1 features the United States, defending champions, in 2. France, the host nation, in 3. Ghana 4. China in 5. Germany 6. Hungary in 7. And the Dominican Republic in lane 8. With me in commentary is Jane Fleming and 96 Olympic Games 100-metre champion Donovan Bailey. Donovan, you're a part of a team that only defeated the United States. Well, when I say only, they broke the United States dominance. They've won 6 4x1s. You were part of the Canadian team that won 2.
Yes. We're quite dominant, I have to say. I have to pat myself on the back. Sure.
Well, I'm glad you broke their dominance because it was going to be a clean sweep if it wasn't for you guys. It included Bruni Surin and Esme and Gilbert, so the same combination, won in 95 and 97, but this is the first heat, the 4x1. The US are the defending champions. Jane, obviously US and France will be looking to go through here.
Yes, the French are always very, very well drilled, as opposed to the US. We've seen them make a lot of mistakes, even though they've won a number of world championships. We've seen them make mistakes at the top level. David, what do you think?
Well, no Drummond, of course. We're not allowed to mention his name. It's the only time we're going to do it. And Green's gone home as well.
And Montgomery.
But they've got John Capel, who's probably the fastest man going around at the moment. Didn't run the 100, but won the 200.
So the lanes to look out for: US in 2, France 3, China 5, and Germany in lane 6.
And don't forget Ghana, actually.
And Ghana as well, of course. They've got Ensaya as their lead-off, and they're in lane number 4. They got a pretty good start, Ghana. On the inside, the US well away. France, and let's look at the first baton change. Pretty good for the US, although he dwelled a little bit, Bernard Williams. Now he's gathering Entepi in from France. So very, very even. Out wide going okay, as well as Hungary and Germany. This is very even. The US take the lead through Davis Batten. The anchor runner for the United States will be J.J. Johnson. He's away now. Germany, a bad baton change. Oswald trying to regather momentum, but the US win. France in second place and getting through. Oh, a dive for the line. I think Germany may have just pipped Ghana for third place there.
Well, not particularly quick, 38.27. The US had a fairly ordinary change at the second changeover. They lost a couple of metres on the French team. So if they can fix that up for the final, they'll take a few tenths of a second off. I would have thought, if anything, they were going to have problems with the first change, given that Capel was brought into the team instead of Drummond. Here we go, have a look at the changes. They used the overhand pass. In this one, you can see where he slowed down there. That was Capel to Williams, so not the ideal change there. They're a little bit slow out, really. The outgoing runners not taking off as quickly as they should.
Donovan, how did you see the US technique?
Well, what we usually do, our team, we were very cautious the first round, essentially just to get the baton around the track. So possibly the US are being cautious here because they're already blanked on the 100-meter podium. I think it might be necessary for them just to get the baton around and obviously surround the controversy of the guys that are not here.
Not an overly quick time, 38.28. They've had a season's best 37.77.
There's the difference between the French and the American changeovers as well, with the French using the underhand change as opposed to the Americans put it down from the top.
Donovan, how much training did your team do? We tend to, the Australian teams, you've got the individual runners who are so concentrated on their individual events. Did you manage to do much baton changing in the lead up to the event other than just after you'd run your individual races?
Well, one of the good things about our team was that I guess it's kind of good and bad in a way. We had individual sprinters that their entire focus was the 100 meters. And then we also had guys like Glenn Roy who wasn't always on the circuit, or Robert who wasn't always on the circuit, like Bruni and myself. So their focus was getting our relay team at the highest level and be successful. And so definitely we spent a lot of time doing baton things. Like we do things throughout the year. We'd get together and train for the 100 meters, but we'll jump in and do relays once or twice a year.
What's the key to a good baton change?
I think patience and calling for the stick when the hand is there. I mean, I think a lot of times what happens is that in the zone, a lot of times people call out and they still have 2 or 3 meters to go. So you have the outgoing runner kind of feeling around for the baton, and that always creates a problem.
We just saw a good example of that with the Germans.
Yeah.
Their last leg runner went off a bit quick and had to look and feel.
We should explain with regards to the zone. Each of the athletes gets 10 metres to run in. The zone starts at the yellow mark that you can see on the track, and that is from yellow mark to yellow mark is 20 metres.
Just take us through this change. Wasn't too bad for the Americans. Patton to Johnson. Donovan, what do you think?
That's pretty good. I think that, again, they're trying to be cautious, and there's 2 big guys. So, yeah, 2 pretty tall guys. It's definitely trying to get in.
US qualify in 38.28. France and Germany, the other automatic qualifiers. France running a season's best.